That's when Tyler has a heart attack. Just no. Okay. Didn't joke about that. Oh, God bless blood pressure.
Yeah.
I hit 10 pounds.
Congratulations. That's a big milestone.
Yeah. Trying to hit 20 or 30 before I get stuck on that fucking plane again. Especially after the last ride. Oof. All right. Any last tangents or final vapes? You're muted, Nick. Let's say, don't look at me. You're not on Discord, but
I'm good.
bro.
I shaved.
Are you picking up on Audacity?
Oh no. Nick, I missed your voice.
Hello?
There he
Those
is.
damn Amazon cords.
Now we're live.
Ah, shit.
What happened that
Fuck out of
time?
me. I have no idea. I just had to reset the
Voice meter?
nanometer connection, yeah.
Yeah, no, mine. If I turn off my Focusrite while voice meter's running, even if I turn it back on, I have to reset voice meter before, or not voice meter, voice mod before it'll start picking it up again.
Yeah, I was thrown off because when I switched to cord, I'm like, all right, gotta restart voice meter, make sure everything. No, just plugged in, everything worked. Didn't have to restart shit. I was like,
Technology has a mind of its own sometimes.
and not to make me nervous, like, that shouldn't happen. I usually gotta restart the whole damn computer and everything kind of stuff. Well, I mean, if you insist.
As long as you're not plugging your vape in, so it becomes your new audio input.
I tried that one more time just to make sure that wasn't the case.
Hello?
Yeah, it is.
Hello?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just the right type of USB and it's just got a similar enough signal. I don't know, that's funky.
I gotta talk when I'm vaping. Oh. I can't do that actually. No, I gotta breathe in while I talk. Oh.
So you learn how to do
Fuck, that's a bad idea.
but you learn how to do bagpipes. You learn how to do circular breathing.
Oh, is bagpipes like the same method as harmonica where you can make noise playing in or breathing out?
Well, no, I think with bagpipes, when you put the air into it, then you use your arm to re-push it out. So, like, as you're using your arm to move sound out of the pipes, you are taking a breath in to simultaneously, and you have to time the movement of your arm with your inhaling. So then you end up breathing in as you're pushing out, and then continue.
Before we start, I do have one last question. What the fuck happened to the Roll20 map?
Is it a
Brandon,
Roll20 map?
you failed your fucking deception check right there.
I didn't realize there was a map.
There's a.
Is it just like a map
for,
of the Sword Coast?
It's like kind of a map. You kind of left it there, and we just kind of put our characters there, and we've been doodling on it a little bit. And then I just come back, and it looked like it got completely painted over. And when I asked that, just the fucking look on Brandon's face, it's like, you need more than a beard to hide that smile, buddy.
I didn't do anything.
Well, so far, Brandon's in the lead with cards stolen. There was 52 cards, and now we're somehow down to 46? Somebody destroyed cards? Just to keep the balance, I guess?
Oh. Oh.
Okay.
Ah. Oh, God. Cards are appearing on the map.
Yes, they are. What do you... Brandon.
Deception
not
check,
me.
Brandon. Deception check, Nick.
Nat 20.
Success. If Nick's doing it, I have no idea based on his face.
It is. You can see that slight
Just-
smirk on his right side.
Just a little on the right side, right underneath that sexy beard.
It's a hook right there. It's the trigger where it's like if you start commenting on it, it's going to get bigger and bigger, but then also it's just like, okay, motherfucker, stop this, and you gotta...
There's a reason I don't play poker for money.
Right. Right.
Me too.
Just go all in every time. Results are quickly. You either win or you lose. That? A 2 and a 4? Who cares? All in.
Terrible fucking hand, a 2 and a 4. Going all in.
2-4. Apparently,
Gonzalez.
2-7 is the worst because you can't even make a straight.
Yeah, no, it's too close together. With the
All
2
right.
and a 4, you need a 3, 8, a 5, and a 6. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I can't wait until the battery dies on that, so I'm all sad. Hello, everybody. Get your dice ready because we are ready to roll another session of Casual Quest Masters. We are a D&D 5th edition live play adventure game. Representing the team is Nick Alchody Mella.
Hi. I play
play-
Vol Nightwalker Val Nogoni.
Motherfuck.
And he's a little tense.
Ooh, wow. Is he a TP or a wig?
Past, future, or presence? We both have jokes for it.
Lock and load, Brads of Christ. We have jokes ready. And
Andy's gone.
and is gone to maybe not replace him because we need both. Brandon Thresher.
I play Magdor Band Iron, and we were talking about poker earlier. Magdor hates poker because he loses every hand.
I
I love it so much.
It's like watching him bowl and he just got a fucking strike with the one hand. It's like on one hand he could have the best, card setup. He could have a royal flush. On the other hand, he has nothing.
Are you gonna hit me up next week? Make my punch.
I hate that too. This is where I announce my retirement from Casual Quest Masters. I love you all. I'll see you all later.
Vol has decided as a Goliath not to accept death as the sweet embrace to the end of his life, but instead decided he needed to retire due to all the puns. He had to commit Sudoku. And yours truly, Tyler Vito as Nox, the lad who made a drunk dwarf float, and now they're finally getting off the boat. And last but not least is our all-powerful dungeon master, Glenn Houston.
How are you doing, gentlemen?
I'm doing okay, Glenn.
All right, Gandalf. All right, let's pull it in.
Bilbo Baggins.
7 guardians of light and 13 darknesses. They will clash and help me create Kingdom Hearts. Oh, sorry.
I hate everything.
like- It sounds like a developer who decided to be a WWE wrestler.
Hello, brother.
I'm here to pitch this new idea for a Kingdom Hearts 4X225ZY.
And Java.
I know he doesn't sound like it, but then that's what I imagine Randy Pitchford to sound like. He just has that look.
Wonderful. So let's figure out who is going to do our recap of last week, because boy, was it another doozy.
Was there a story that happened last week? I feel
Well,
like there's two plot points. Okay, I mean, I could be wrong. I rolled a 17.
I rolled a 12.
Fuck.
And I rolled a 18.
Barely legal, but you got it, baby.
All right. Just give me 1 minute. I have to prepare myself for this. You'll hear why, I guess.
Uh-oh.
He
He
needed
just drank
chocolate
something.
milk. Oh my gosh.
He drinks something milky. Also, it's... Oh, God.
Malky?
Previously on Casual Quest Masters, episode 20. The group, and by group I mean Vol and Nox, decide that the best way to travel is on a boat. Magdor is very against this, but agrees to use the worst possible traveling method after he's promised to be able to be plastered the entire time. Vol goes out to buy passage while Nox and Magdor stop by Algiers, where Magdor buys on one of the previous cloaks. Vol does indeed find a ship heading to Luskan run by a carnival. He buys 3 tickets for the Goliath, drunk dwarf, and a blonde one. Meanwhile, Magdor has bought 4 kegs of ale and is currently working on completing one by himself. He fails when he falls on the floor. Vol arrives at the tavern and steals all of Magdor's ale he said was on the ship, and Magdor heads out. Magdor starts flying somehow. It was too much for him and he vomits everywhere. Some nice big lady cleans Magdor up for him. I think this might have been Vol's doing. The group heads to the ship and the captain tells Magdor that he needs to cross the ship on his own accord. This doesn't happen. Magdor falls into the water, currently drowning. Vol decides to repent for stealing the ale and saves Magdor's life. Eventually, they all make it on the boat. Magdor sleeps for a very long time in a keg. Vol pays a man for something called a sleeping pod. Magdor wakes up, and everyone loves him for some reason. They're all eating calamari. Finally, off the blasted boat, a boy runs up to the group and hands Vol a very threatening letter.
Written by
So was that
Magdor.
written in all caps by
Yes.
Magdor? Okay.
Yes.
I was like, why was it all yellow?
Nick, can you check
So the
your
last
Audacity?
sentence was normal signal, right? Like it was normally written, but the rest was in
Yeah.
all caps, I guess. Okay, wonderful. Inspiration point, Nick. Good job.
Thank
I
you.
feel like we need monster truck music playing in the background. Just dun, 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 dun. The group, and by the group I mean Volanox. Dun, 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 dun. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
I'll
in
search it on
Luskin.
filmmusic.io. It will happen.
So that was a recap of Casual Quest Masters brought to you by State Farm. I don't know what the.
Can I
Just
get
kidding.
an
Monster
inspiration
Energy
quote, too?
drink.
Just kidding.
Okay.
I'm just saying
yeah.
just kidding so that way if anybody that hears this that has any sort of copyright power will go, oh, they said just kidding. It's fine.
Just kidding. Yeah, just
Hello,
kidding.
Allegedly.
JK.
Red Bull. I'm just kidding.
Just kidding. That's how it works.
That's
Yeah,
how it
okay.
works, apparently. The secret's out.
Great. Yeah, so you are now back in Luskin. After wanting to not be back in this place somehow, you find yourself back in the docks of Luskin, exiting
home.
what was the name of the ship that you boarded?
The Beholder.
The Eye Catcher?
Yeah.
It's like either that, the Hellraiser, or the fuck, I don't remember the third one, so no inspiration for me.
Trying to
But yeah.
make inspiration.
The
What
Heartbreaker,
You are
dude?
standing on the docks as the child hands you the note, runs off. You read this note that says, "Watch your backs. You have antagonized the wrong people and will pay for your malfeasance."
I have an important question. Would it be considered if I tried firebolting the child?
I think that'd just be straight up chaotic evil.
It'd be neutral evil.
Maybe neutral evil. Yeah,
it is
At
because it's
very
feeding
least,
it-
evil.
They,
feeding-
they
it's feeding
presented
into
a
his
threat to
paranoia.
us.
Yeah, feeding into his paranoia, like a little kid. Yeah, crisping him
It
up.
does. Yeah, it does fit in the context of your own personal beliefs. Like that kid may be the person that did this, and maybe they're not really a kid because you're paranoid.
So,
But
this-
Because it's a child in public, you may be considered bad for firebolting them.
last time I had a problem with a child in Luskin, motherfucker was powerful. So, I mean, that kind of logic's out the window. But if it gets me thrown in jail because that's what my character should do, no, fuck that. I'm just kidding. Haha, just kidding. See, it's struck from the record. It's gone.
Thank you for memeing that phrase. It's what my character would do.
Oh,
My
God.
least favorite thing a player says.
That's
So
why
I
I
think
won't.
to justify.
So I think what my character Vol would do is
Okay.
so we just got the note and Vol just read it out. Vol's gonna turn to the group and say, "We need to leave Luskin now." I think.
Well,
But we just got here.
yeah, didn't we want to go into the Carnival of Chaos or whatever the fuck it's called again? Man, I'm feeling really itchy right now. I could go for a second staff, you know?
All right, you
The
do
third
that.
staff.
But we're going to do that because last time you wanted to do it, we stuck together because we're family.
You voluntarily followed me into the pits. Nobody asked you to.
Oh, gosh. Okay, fine, whatever. I do need to get, I believe it's called a Yeti cloak. Something to keep me warm for the mountains.
Did you
At
see
the
that
very-
up here?
We're about to fucking find out. I look to the gods. Do I know if there's a shop that sells a Yeti cloak?
Yeah, because I believe Magdor bought one, right?
I bought Algira's cloak.
You bought Algira's cloak. Okay. Yeah, no, it's not hard to find at most of the general stores. You would have seen, cold weather gear. And it's very possible that, any of the general stores would, supply something, even if it wasn't a Yeti cloak, just something that would provide you the proper protection from the cold weather.
Because right now I'm wearing chainmail first off, which I'm guessing is probably not a good thing to wear in the cold. And also loose cloth. So I'm gonna use my changeling ability to turn myself like a light blue as I'm like shivering. Like, ooh, it's
And you're in Mary Farmer, correct?
yes. Yep.
Okay.
It's cold as fuck.
What
I'm sure
time
there's
is
a
it?
shop.
I believe we said
You
you
said sometime in
arrived
the like you said evening, so like early
early
evening.
evening. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we'll say 5-ish. Like the sun's a couple hours
Okay.
from, setting.
Okay. All right. Let's get your cloak. Find some horses, and then we'll get out of here.
As we're walking, I'm gonna look up at Mary and say, "So, why didn't you use your magic wall to stop that kid?"
Fuck. I mean, I didn't know we wanted to interrogate the little bastard. It seems like every time that we want to get information, they just tuttle off. Why didn't you tell me
He's
to
on-
use the wall of
he's on
force,
the boat.
Magdor? Wait, the little kid's on the boat?
Yeah, he went back on the boat.
Who the
Yeah, it was
fuck
one
are
of
you?
the
Why are you
ship
listening
hands.
to our conversation?
It's one of the guards. He's like, "Oh, the kid just went back on the boat. You want to talk to him?"
I look at Vol and Magdor.
Don't worry about the kid. He was just probably paid to give us this letter. We'll just keep going. We'll do our thing, and we'll just leave.
Magdor, the reason why I didn't cast Wall of Force on him is because Vol sensibly believes he's not a threat.
I don't like kids here.
I don't like kids. Fuck kids.
It's not that I don't believe that they're not a threat. I just don't think it'd be a good use of our time to go after a kid and interrogate him to hell when we have few hours of sunlight left, when we could get your cloak, get the horses, and leave Luskin before anything happens to us.
I mean,
I'm
we can
gonna
interrogate him to purgatory if you prefer. I mean, we don't have to send him straight to hell, even though that's where
I'm
they
gonna
belong.
whisper to Mary. I think Vol's a little upset that he got kidnapped by a kid.
I'm pretty sure he got beaten by a kid too, with his own sword.
Would you say that the two of you walked ahead of me by any chance, because I'm now following Mary to like get the cloak?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. I discreetly
Nice.
cover my mouth so you can't read my lips.
Okay.
Mag-
Yeah.
I feel like
Good
Magda
reading.
would just like turn his head bluntly so he could.
Vol's
Vol's not
on his
paying
left and
attention.
he covers like this.
Will's not paying attention to either of you. He's looking out.
Like, I curved my neck around to look at you like an owl for a second, and it looks unnatural, but then I just kind of look back at Magdor and continually, like, cover my mouth a little bit and whisper something and giggle like a little schoolgirl.
Is this cloak enough to keep me warm up in the spine? I guess I asked that to Vol.
If I may help give a reference to Glenn, Glenn told me that this cloak would keep me warm up to Luskin, but not further north, and if I wanted something to go into the cold, I would have to get something called a Yeti cloak. That's what I recall in Neverwinter, so... If he changes his mind, though,
I also think Brand was asking about the cloak that he got from Elgira.
right, because that's the cloak I got, and Glenn said it was good to go into Luskin the last time we went up here, but not any further
I
north.
see. Okay.
All right, Magdor doesn't remember that.
Okay, Glenn apparently is going to be Silent God over here.
Oh, I didn't want to interrupt. Yeah, no, that is correct. And Tyler, for recalling that
Is it
information,
correct?
you
Yeah.
get an inspiration point.
Hell yeah!
When I do this, that means I don't want to interrupt you, but whoever is talking gets an inspiration point for whatever they recalled or did. So I'll make sure.
Hell yeah!
to do that.
He did again while I was talking. You saw it. Everybody in the video saw it. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Wait, Magda, are you gonna still ask that question of Vol?
Yeah.
Hmm. You know, the dwarves that used to come around camp were always wore a little bit more. How do you feel about the cold, Magdor?
Oh, I hate it.
Should maybe consider buying something more.
But he can turn into the bag. Maybe the illusion of warmth will keep him good.
I can
How-
assure you that's not how it works.
How
I know,
powerful
but
is
it'd be
this
funny.
cloak? Can I make
That's-
it look like whatever I want?
You can make it look like what you want, but it doesn't mean that it will provide extra mechanical benefits.
It's
So-
just an armor made out of fire.
Magdor's
Yeah.
gonna sit there and think for a second. You go rutabaga, and you slowly see flames start trickling up the
Oh.
cloak.
Sorry, it does require you to have seen something that looks like that before. So
Oh,
unless
I'm
you've
sure I've seen
seen a
someone on
person,
fire.
you've seen a person standing there calmly in a suit of fire.
All right,
Maybe not a suit of fire, but their suit was on fire.
Bull, I want you to remain calm. I'll heal you afterwards.
The guard says, "Oh my god!" and he starts to run toward. One of the guards starts to run towards the docks with a bucket, and then they run. They start to run back.
Are we still by the water? Like,
I figured you guys were making your way towards the
Okay.
store that you wanted to while you spoke. Is that?
I'm
okay
just trying to figure out if yeah, no, that's fair. I'm just trying to figure out if Vol would realize that this was a power of the cloak or not.
Code Indigo, Code
no,
Indigo,
because,
dwarf on fire,
There's no
dwarf
other
on
reason why
fire.
he would appear as though he's on fire.
And before Vol picks him up and just yeets him into the fucking harbor, and then dives in after him to save him from drowning.
So 15 minutes in, we have made all of 20 feet from the ship. We're doing great so far.
Yeah, the guy comes back and he's got the bucket and he's about ready to throw it on you, Magdor. And it is still cold outside, so water is going to be cold.
Yeah.
And he's about ready to throw it. You have about 3 seconds. He throws a bucket on you.
All right.
You are now covered in water, but not. He's still on fire. And he goes, "Oh my god, magic fire!"
Calm down, calm.
Rutabaga.
It's all right.
And he goes, "What's the meaning of this?"
You put out the fire.
Well done.
Ma-
You're a hero.
Mag,
You
there's-
saved a dwarf.
Magdor's gonna look at him and says, "You might have heard of me. I'm Magdor."
We better hear about this guard. He's the true
I
hero
mean-
of Luskin. Look at
No,
him.
They got
he's the
arrested
ball
twice for
buster.
the first 2 days.
Yeah,
You were
he's
maybe-
a
the
ball buster.
ball buster.
Yes.
Why were you on fire?
That's just his. That's how powerful he is. Sometimes he can't contain it. It just
Ugh.
shoots out of him.
He gets so angry, he
Wonderful.
just catches fire.
You should keep your calm while you're in town, otherwise you may not be close to the ocean like this.
Right. He was just thinking about the crime rate and how it infuriates him and how he wished he could take it down. But thankfully, we have people like you working with us. Thank you.
I am a god.
You
Okay.
are a hero, sir.
Thank you. And he kind of just like stands a little taller and then sets the bucket down and says, "Have a lovely day, gentlemen." And then
You
he just
too.
walks away.
Hero.
Magdor's been shaking this whole time. Can we get a? Oh, I can't feel my arm.
On we go. Lead the way, Mary.
And I guess I'll take us over to the nearest general store.
Pretty simple to find one. Just
Yay.
a simple supply store that has basic rations, equipment, different types. Like if you wanted to find something from an explorer's pack, just in case, because I don't know how far into the mountains Vol lives, but if you're going to need to cross it, you might need like climbing gear, things like that. And all of that would be sold here.
Then I march in. I go, "Greetings, hello or fellow humans."
Hi.
Hi. And I'll walk in.
can I do for you?
Hi.
It's a female human.
Yes, I got it right in the first try.
So what can I do for you?
I need a Yeti cloak and maybe some climbing gear. Just we're gonna go skiing.
Okay.
I'm surprised you know what skiing is. I just made up the word.
I didn't know what it was.
Oh, okay.
I was going to ask you how I could help you.
Oh, I just need maybe some climbing or adventuring gear to go through the mountains and something to keep me warm because, as you can see, I'm blue.
Is it because you're so cold?
I mean-
Dabba-dee-dabba-da.
I really hope so because I'm literally blue, and unless I get some warmth, I'm probably gonna freeze to death right here.
Oh, I mean, we have several different types of cold weather gear, whether or not it's a full outfit or just a large overlapping coat that would cover you. And it seems as though you do wear some sort of armor. So that might be the most useful thing so that you're not restricted by having to put on an outfit and then take your armor off and on every time you wear it.
I like that option. Yeah. 'Cause,
Is there a fireplace?
Yeah.
You just hear a thump, and Magdor is laying next to the fire, shivering.
There's a cat also laying next to the fire, and it
Not anymore.
looks at you.
Vold's gonna go straight for the cat and try and pet it and play with it.
I was about to
Okay.
say eat it.
Make
like,
an animal handling check.
I'm gonna go straight for the cat. I pull up my short sword. Show you my taxidermy.
What kind of monster do you think Vol is? Not horrible all the time.
Okay.
I rolled a 10.
10. It doesn't run all the way across the room away from you, but it definitely doesn't necessarily want to be pet right now. It's very
Okay.
confused by the wet dwarf and the giant that is walking towards it.
Fair. Vol's a little sad.
And she says to Nox, Mary, the only person left close to speak with, because Vol's gone off and Magdor's laying in front of the fireplace. She says,
I found a new toy.
It's 2 gold for the cloaks. We also have climbers kits. Those are a little more expensive, depending on how much you are. But the climbers kit will include pittons, boot tips that will help you dig into the side if you're planning on climbing through the mountains. Gloves, as well as harness, and you may have to purchase the rope separate. But if you've got the coin, you can get whatever you need.
Hell yeah. Hook me up. I will take all of it.
So, how many feet of rope would you like?
How many feet of rope do you think I can feasibly carry without being over encumbered?
Well, we have hempen rope, and we've also got silk rope. The silk rope is more expensive, but it weighs less. 50 feet of silk rope is 10 gold, and 50 feet of hempen rope is 1 gold. But the silk rope is half as heavy, so you could feasibly carry more.
I do have a Dungeoneer's pack. Thank you, me.
Mhm.
So I do already have 50 feet of hempen rope. I would say at the very most, one of us should only need like 100 feet of rope. So I'm just gonna grab pray the god. That's when Tyler learns there's 150 foot drop. I'll take a thing of silken rope.
Okay. It's 10 gold for 50 feet of silken rope.
Okay.
And each climber's kit is 25 gold, but it will include everything else you need.
Okay.
Except rope.
That's 35 if I'm counting right. What about
And if you would like a cloak of your choice, and she kind of gestures towards like a heavy cloak rack that is like all like heavy gear. Those are 2 gold a piece, and they
Alright.
include boots and gloves.
We're headed to
Alright.
the northern side of the spine of the world. Will that be enough
Oh.
for these two? Like, would that be cold, warm enough?
It should be, yeah. I mean, barring a terrible blizzard that lasts for a very long time, which even a creature that, wore that fur originally may have a hard time surviving
Right.
in, you should be fine.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. I accept
So,
his
37
charges.
gold for you, ma'am. Did you gentlemen need anything else, sir? And she kind of says that to the shivering dwarf by the fire.
Magdor, you should probably pick up a cloak.
Magdor's gonna reach into his pocket and just out 2 gold. Up. I need a cloak.
All right.
Your choice. They're all over there. You can just choose one that fits. They're all 2
Paul's
gold.
gonna- gonna take the goal and go up to her. I'm like, we'll also need some rations. For about.
Oh, you two don't need climbers kits?
I don't know. Magdor, would you need a climber kit?
Honestly, if you're going into the spine, I would
probably.
recommend it for each one of
pull
you
out-
because
How much was it? 15 gold for that?
25.
5. Oh, I dig through and pull out another 25 gold, and I've warmed up a little bit, so I'm kind of getting up
Yeah.
and moving around now.
It's a big
go and-
fire, so you feel pretty warm now, and you're
Slap
inside.
down 25 gold. You guys wanna take
27.
one too.
27
alright.
for the cloak and the. Oh yeah, you already put that up. But great. And for you, sir, and she looks up at you, Vol.
Sure. I'll take And Vold's a little. How do I say this? His pride is a little in question now. He's like, fucking. don't want to take a climber's kit, and I know my way home, but I should probably take a climber's kit. I'll take a climber's kit. Um,
Well, if you'd like, you can hand it to me and we'll just pretend I'm the one that needed the double up because I look so flimsy once we get to the village.
no, I'll carry it. It's fine. Thank you.
Oh, okay. I mean,
And we're
whatever
gonna
makes you
need
feel
some
good.
rations.
Wonderful. 1 day of dry rations is 5 silver, but that should be enough for whether or not you're of this gentleman's size or your size, sir. And she gestures to the dwarf and the Goliath. She says 1 set of rations should be enough for either of you. And it consists of jerky, dried fruit hardtack, some dried, legumes and nuts and things like that.
We'll take 30 days.
30. Jeez.
So-
Oh,
15 gold.
Yes.
Wonderful. And
yes.
she gathers up a large bag and then gives you 30 days worth of dry rations.
So that was 25 for the climber's kit, right?
Mm-hmm. 2 for the cloak. Did anybody else want more rope?
I was gonna say, Magdor's gonna open up his pack and look and say, I guess I better get some rope too. And he's gonna buy 50 feet of silk rope.
Okay, another 10 gold, please.
Hands him off.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Sorry, I'm just counting. So I bought a climber's kit, some rations. Vol will also buy some rope. Vol's gonna treat himself a little bit, so some silk rope, please.
oh, middle class.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like testing out
And,
my Yeti cloak and I'm just gonna like whip it open and have Krosov shoot out from between my legs. Ha-ka-ka!
Do you sell any arrows here by any chance?
We do. Absolutely.
Could I
How
get-
many are you looking for? We only have basic quality arrows. As long as that's
That's-
okay.
That's fine. I'll just take 20.
Wonderful. I believe that is, and she pulls out a little book. Sorry, I just gotta make sure I give you the correct. I don't want to overcharge you for this, because my
I mean-
homebrews I just make up I make up prices for the most part.
Like, I'm already grateful because over in Neverwinter, you told me the Yeti cloak was 50 gold. So it's like, wow, 2 gold here? What a deal.
What a deal!
The economy's changed. We cleaned up
Oh.
crime. Everything's getting cheaper now.
Arrows are 1 gold each? That doesn't make sense. That would be crazy.
It's a bundle for 1 gold.
Yeah, let's just say you get 20 for a gold.
Okay.
That feels, as long as that feels fair.
Fair. And then as we're packing away all the stuff, I'm gonna ask: is there any stables where we could get some horses for colder climates?
I would like to offer you something, since you purchased so many things, something that would be useful for you in your journey, especially if you're climbing in the mountains. I would offer it at a discounted rate since you purchased so much, but it would be very useful for someone who's going into the spine of the world and climbing. And she pulls out like a token, like a little metallic token with a feather on it, and she says, if you keep this on your person, if you fall more than 15, 20 feet or so, then you will land as if you cast the Featherfall spell. It only works once, but it is useful to make sure that at very least 1 tumble doesn't cost you your life.
And then when she says that, I'm just gonna look at Mary.
And I'm going to look over at Magdor.
I haven't been drinking yet.
It's the yet that worries me, Magdor. I will let my pride answer this one. I will not take that, but thank you. I don't know about my companion.
How much is it?
Oh, since you've done so, purchased so much, I can give it to you for 10 gold.
I pull out 10 gold and go, okay. I mean, that's.
And if you wanted more than 1, that's totally fine. We have, I think, 10. So each time you fall, if you were to fall multiple times, more than that distance.
That
then
sounds
it would expend
ominous,
them.
shopkeeper.
It would
Do
ex-
you know
I know.
something about our trip that we don't know?
I mean, you're climbing the spine of the world, so
Magdar's
It's-
gonna look up at her and say, "What if you're thrown?"
you have to fall. So being thrown is not the same as falling.
Right,
mean-
and then Fold's gonna do it with his hands because when you're thrown, you
Unless-
go like that, and then when you fall,
So
you
it-
go like that.
The magic of it is activated automatically. So if somebody did throw you higher than 20, 15 or 20 feet and then you fell, then the magic of the coin would be activated.
You're gonna look up at Full and say, "How hard can you throw me?"
It depends on how I'm feeling. Not as hard as my brother did, but I feel like I could throw you a fair distance. Maybe not up. Could get better, like, and Folds again because he doesn't know the word really is like this way. And for people listening, I'm moving my hand horizontally to describe the plane that he would ideally throw Magdor in.
Magdar's gonna sit and think for a second. I'll take 2.
2? Wonderful. So it's 20 gold. Thank you for your patronage, by the way.
Yeah, wow. Really spreading the love, aren't we?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a rough place up here, and it's even worse the farther north you get. So
At
I
this
like to
point-
be a smiling face for travelers and passers through.
I think I would like spacewalk over to the door and keep an eye out for Drow at this point, just because Axe is getting a little paranoid because they've spent more than 45 seconds in the same place.
All right. Thank you for your offer, and then thank you for your help again. I know you got excited with that offer. Do you know where would be the best place for us to obtain horses for the cold?
I would recommend taking a riverboat first,
No.
if possible.
All right, that peaked. I
Your
apologize.
journey will be doubled if you don't.
Hmm. 'Kay.
The river will significantly expedite your time getting to the mountains. But luckily enough, most of the river boats are
No.
equipped for holding animals of the equine nature.
No.
And we do have horses that are more accustomed to the cold, but unfortunately, once you get into the mountains, I don't know if you'll need a horse. If you take the riverboat, you'll basically be
No.
brought straight to the foot of the mountain.
It would seem kind of silly to buy horses and then take them over to the next city and then just leave them there to go up to the mountains.
That's true. And this time aiming more at like Nox. It's been a while since, not even been a while. I've never gone home since I left. A lot's changed in these parts. A lot of these pathways didn't, properly laid out.
It's
But
been
thank you for
well
the
over
information.
20 years.
I just want to make sure people stay alive.
Yeah, no, it's been almost 20 years.
So everybody agrees we're taking the riverboat?
Aye,
No.
let's go.
Have a wonderful day, gentlemen
You too.
and lady.
Oh, thank you.
And you see her. What are your passive perceptions?
13.
Oh, I love this question.
I
I
love
love
this
this question because I'll tell you why. My other character in Tyler's campaign has a passive perception of 12. It's fucking dog shit because everybody else around me is super like fucking like yeah,
20.
I see like third eyes open all the time and seeing everything. And here's my character just constantly be like, yeah, no, roof's rumbling, probably nothing. I have a passive perception of 21.
Wow. And Nox?
11.
Okay, Nox, you recognize that she has a wand behind the table. We'll attribute it to your tall height.
Knowledge of
And she seems, when she says, "I like to be a smiling face for passers through, and I like to see them alive," you see her like point it at herself, and her smile it's almost as if it was like revivified.
And like I'm on the other side of the store near the door at this point. And my eyes kind of bulge a little bit. I'm like,
I think
Oh.
you meant Vol.
Oh, only Vol sees that. I apologize.
oh, okay.
Because he's tall. My bad. He's tall enough and he's close enough to the counter that he can see her do this. You're not exactly sure what it is, but she definitely did something to make herself happier.
I'm looking outside the store anyways. It makes sense I wouldn't see it anyways.
Yeah, I was wondering, you're like, yeah, Nox, you see this because you're tall. And I'm like, wait.
I
Hold
meant
up.
Sybil, I apologize.
I am back.
Yeah, Vol doesn't say or do anything about this. Doesn't concern him because his first reaction was, "Do you think I could cast absorb elements as a reaction?" And it is only a reaction because I haven't
It's
used it in
only
a
a
while.
reaction. Yeah.
But because she cast it on herself, Vol's just gonna ignore it. He doesn't have time to dwell on it. And he's just
Uh,
gonna head outside.
As we're walking out, Magdor say, "All right, let's go find out somewhere we can get some horses." Then
Backdoor taking the boat, and I'm gonna drag you on that boat with me if it meant, I don't know. We'll be fine. Don't worry. It's a river this time, so even if it were to go down, it wouldn't be that bad.
yes, it would.
Oh, it wouldn't. I'd just swim and pick you up and throw you on shore.
Vol, we shouldn't be forcing Magdor against. I mean, we did it once already this week, and I kind of actually technically twice. I made him fly.
Let's find out how much and how long, and then we'll make a decision. Is that fair? Because if it's not too long and if it's not days like it was with from Neverwinter to Luskan, then maybe it'd be okay. It was okay that one day you spent on deck, wasn't it, Magdor? And we were in deeper waters then. This is not going to be as deep.
What happens if I give you a toy, Magdor?
All right, let's go.
I pull out the figurine of wondrous power for the silver raven, and I said, I kind of like show it to him. I'm like, you said you wanted it. I'll happily give it to you if you go on the boat with us.
Why haven't we got a boat yet?
So would Vol know where to start looking? Because I think my first thing was just gonna go straight to the docks and ask where we could, like, would they leave just also from the docks because the river leads in?
Yeah, they're
Okay.
just kind of like built on like into the city a little bit, just on the river. So they're not quite on the docks, but they're definitely very, very close. Built on the river, closer to the docks and the ocean, so that way they can, greet travelers like yourselves who are trying to go upriver. Because most people, to be real, most people use Luskan as a stopping point. It's not usually a destination,
All right.
But yeah,
Vol's just
easily enough,
gonna
you
do-
can find
yeah.
several riverboats that look like they are docked up on either side of the river, the mouth of the river that leads to that. What is that called? That
The
leads
delta?
to the ocean. Delta. There you go. Nice.
Yeah.
Inspiration point.
I was waiting
to
for
hit the
it. I didn't
delta.
want to say it.
Yeah.
You saw me smile like hopeful.
Please.
All right.
Yeah. There's like
Actually,
two or
that's
three.
two.
It looks like they're all two of the ships are run by dwarves. And one of them looks like an elf that is, kind of captaining. And yeah.
Gonna go up to the elf. You captain of any of these ships?
To the elf?
Yeah.
He says, yes.
We're looking to head up the river, trying to get to the spine.
All right, it's a nice pretty penny if you're going all the way. 'Cause going up river is a lot harder than going down, so
How long and how much?
I'd take about 5 or 6 days and I don't know, 20, 30 gold a person, something like that. And if you've got extra stuff, if it's gonna weigh us down. Because usually we're not weighed down heading back, because we mostly just kind of ship things back and forth between the beginning of the river up near the spine of the world, and then head back south. So when we're going with the river, we are weighed down, but the river helps us. On the way back, we have to do significantly more work, but we're not usually as weighed down. So bringing passengers and things tends to slow us down, and time is money. So
Right. No, it's just the three of us and the gear we have on ourselves.
yeah, let's say 20 gold per person for the trip. That doesn't provide any food though, because we kind of just scavenge as we stop each night.
All right, I could help with that.
Full.
We don't stop each night. That's the DM saying something wrong. We tend to bring our own stuff, so we expect passengers to do the same.
Understood.
I'm gonna message Vol and go, look at this shit. We supposed to get 5 gold a year, and then this fucker is gonna get 20 gold. Well, not him specifically, and then it's gonna get cut off because I cast too many words in the message.
Vol's gonna ignore that, turn around, like, all right, 5 to 6
Now,
days.
I know the dwarves charge less, but their ship's a little smaller. Might take you a little longer. I don't know what your time frame's like.
Did you say there was a dwarven ship?
Yeah, there's two other dwarven captains. You know, we're all good friends. And honestly, doesn't bother me either way whether or not you choose to go with them or us. So
I think it's just because my dwarven friend here, Magdor, he's not too keen on ships, and maybe being around dwarves might be easier on him.
oh, totally fair. I think they charge like half of what we do.
Magdor, what do you think?
Bet they have drinks on their ship. None of the elvish
Almost
wine.
unequivocally. Hey, don't bash Elvish wine. It's good brew.
I mean, Magdor did try Elvish beer. Apparently he didn't like it that much.
It's light. It has a good good flavor, but I think just for the dwarves, it doesn't do as quick of a job as they'd like.
Magdor,
That's
didn't
actually
you
one of
say it
the
just
one of the
tastes
dwarves
like
up there.
water?
They have a
Sorry.
one of the dwarves actually comes from a brewery. They have a dwarvish brewery at the foot of the mountain. So they're bringing ale back and forth, mostly
You
back.
see, you
or
see
forth,
Magdor
I guess.
pulling at Vol's cloth, his whatever pants he's wearing.
Cloak.
I want that belt.
All right,
I want,
all right,
I want
all
that
right,
one.
all right, Magdor. We'll go talk to them now. Thank you for your time.
Y'all have a good time. Be safe.
Thank you. And then Vol's gonna go to the dwarves. Excuse me.
Yes.
We're looking for passage up to the spine.
Uh,
I mean, Mirabar, I'm assuming specifically, but yes.
Well, yes, passage up to the river. So
I
we
mean,
can get
unless
to
you can go
spine
up the
back
mountain. If you can go up the mountain, that'd be fantastic too. How good is this boat?
We don't have flying ships. None of them fancy airships like Neverwinter has.
That's unfortunate. But how much would
Wait.
passage be, and how long would it take?
Hold up. Wait a minute. Boy, I tell you what, there'll be airships over in Neverwinter.
Well, I mean, yeah. You want to book passage on one of them? You're liable to spend 10 years of your wages to get on one.
I could imagine, and
50
also
gold?
I don't do well with hovering without any kind of ground beneath me.
Oh, don't be such a sissy pants.
Listen,
now,
my dwarf friend here, Magdor, he's not too keen on ships, so we figured that being around dwarves might make him feel a little more comfortable.
yeah, I mean, we can ferry you back. It's like charge you like 10 gold. If you want to buy any, you know, we got a little bit of ale. We only bring one cask back because we got to have something for the journey, right?
Of course. How much? How long does it take to get there?
6 or 7 days. Our
Right.
ship is wide and heavy. That's usually because we come back with a lot of loot. You know, Mirbar's got a nice brewery, and we supply, you know, one of the taverns here in Luskin. So, but we don't go past Mirbar. If you want to keep following the Mirror River or up through the Valley of Gadrun, you'll have to either get your own boat or do it on foot.
I can't remember, Glenn. I think we agreed somewhere like close around Mirabar, right? So I think Vol.
Let me look at the picture that we had talked about that's in our Discord because it should be in this chat. I want to make sure because you and I. Oh, there it is. Perfect.
Yeah, for some reason I'm not seeing it. You want to share it?
Oh, it's just up the chat a little bit.
I'm just kidding. I figured my character should not
Okay.
know where his village is.
I was like, the picture's definitely there.
Ooh, Great
Yeah,
Mountain
I think
Cavern.
wasn't it north? Wasn't it north of
Like north of-
the Lurkwood?
Yeah, just a little north of the Lurkwood. Yeah.
Okay,
right,
so
cool.
it actually is a little further. It is a little past Mirbar then. So you're gonna. Oh my gosh, you guys are gonna have to make your way either by foot a little bit following the river, or you know,
Yeah.
like you said, get another boat or see if you can charter another boat once you get to Mirbar. But that's as far as he can take you. So
Mirabar will be fine. What do you guys think? Vol's gonna.
I'm a little.
I've got an offer for you.
A what?
The 10 gold. How about we share this? and he's gonna tap on his jug of alchemy. I got 4 gallons of ale in this baby every day.
Is that a jug of alchemy?
Yeah.
That's like not good alcohol. Are you just trying to get drunk?
Yeah.
Not really how I live anymore, friend. Once you've tasted
like
good
an
stuff,
elf.
I don't know how you go back to that sort of thing. Oh,
Let me
just
try
got
the
a
good
higher,
stuff. How much
higher
is it for a
standard.
mug?
Oh, like a copper. I mean, it's good stuff, but you know, we get it in bulk, so it's not
I'm
super
gonna
expensive.
pass some coppers. I could get glass now.
If you book passage, yeah. Otherwise, that's
Good.
just for people on my ship.
Pull out 10 gold. All right, let's go. Make the decision for the group because he wants to try the sale now.
You want to leave right now?
When were you scheduled to leave?
Around noon, we still have to offload all this stuff, unless you guys want to help us offload.
It's like 6
Um,
o'clock at night.
If you do all cut off, you know, yeah. So who cares?
All right.
I mean, we
Nox,
arrived a couple hours ago, so
Um,
I wonder if
Is
the elves
this-
are ready to leave.
I mean, if you help us offload, we can leave within the hour.
Vol's gonna pay the 10 and he's gonna start helping.
Awesome. And you see there is like they've started to move some of the kegs onto the shore, effectively, the dock there. And there is a set of humans that are kind of like putting them into a cart. So you don't even have to like ferry them anywhere else. You just have to get them off the boat. So if anybody that's helping, let me know if you're helping.
Magdor would
Because
be
Vol is
helping.
definitely helping. Magdor.
I'll
Nox,
help
everyone's
too,
helping?
yep.
So go ahead and make athletics checks to assist
Yay.
in the lifting of these casks, moving them off.
Got a 10.
Nice.
I got a 18.
Nice.
I got a 9.
Wonderful. Against all odds, they look at your group and they're like, okay, the Goliath will be able to do the most. The dwarf will probably follow a close second. And the lady, you know, who doesn't seem to have that much strength comparatively, just blows them all out of the water. Pull out some like pregnant strength or something.
Let's move
And,
this better. Ooh. Like I practiced with Magdor. You just see my arms like slightly elongate as I reach around a barrel and just Nani!
I'm gonna
Yeah,
look
it only
over at
takes like 10
Vol.
minutes.
I'm
10
gonna look over at
minutes?
Vol
Oh.
and say, I bet she's using levitate. Fucking cheetahs.
Vol's gonna keep going because he doesn't like losing.
Just hear a little.
This is a competition.
And Mary won. But yeah, 10 minutes go by. It's only like a couple, like you work together to kind of roll them off. There's like 10 to 15 casks that you kind of help offload, leaving them in the hands, and they sign off some papers with the people that are taking them. And he says, "All right, on board, let's go."
I'd like to retcon mine real quick. I'm gonna give him 11 gold. This is for all I'm gonna drink on this trip.
I mean, I was gonna give you all a free mug for helping out.
I'll need
Mug's
more
not gonna
than
be
one.
enough for him.
Well, I mean, at least one. Don't give me any gold right now. Just pay me for cup. I might want it all, and then I don't want to sell it to you, so we'll see.
I'm not sure I like this boat anymore, Vol. Gonna whisper to him.
On
we
we
can leave
go.
it out to you if you want. Are you
Okay.
good,
Vol's already getting on.
Magdor? Where do you hail from, Magdor?
Gone to Rim.
Ah, that's why you're so prissy. I get it now.
Is this coming from the person that's too good for regular old ale?
Sound like one of them hipster dwarves.
All IPAs all the time, baby.
I puke
I'm
over the
gonna-
side of the boat.
Magdar's gonna walk on the boat and open his jug of alchemy, just start chugging it.
All right, and you get on Vol.
I was already on. I'm
Okay,
waiting
good.
for them.
I think you said that earlier. I just wanted to confirm.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. So you make way. And it looks like they have like a on the back of the boat, it's got, since they're going upriver, they do have some oars that are kind of like on the sides of the boat. Uh, there is a small cabin that has like 10 like bunk bed style hammocks. So if you need to sleep, you can get out of the elements, but it is pretty crowded. And then in the back of the boat, there is like an iron stove sort of looking thing. And they've got like several like giant piles of coal that they're pouring into it, and it looks like the steam is running out of the top of it and propelling a small kind of like, so it's a little bit of a steamboat. That way they can push upriver without having to row.
Nice.
And they make way. It's not super fast, you know. You could estimate like 3 or 4 miles an hour, but that still puts you at 20, 30 miles a day. So 6 or 7 days in, you'll probably be in Mirabar. And the river, at least through Luskin, doesn't seem to be superbly fast. So you can imagine that the rest of the river isn't too rough. But you make way. And as you travel upriver, is there anything that you wanted to do specifically? There's a crew of about 4 or 5 of these dwarves, including the lead guy, who you've now found out his name is Gromph.
Gromp.
Gromph. Yeah. Grompf.
That's their name.
and
Disgusting.
Frog name. And he, so is there anything you wanted to do during your journey aside from, you know, rolling for random encounters and sort of stuff like that?
Magdor's gonna. Sorry.
No, it's okay, Magdor. It's all you. You look great today.
Magdor's gonna get a glass of the ale. I don't know what you want to call it, the IPA ale
Mm-hmm.
or IFA.
It's called
F-
Mirabar's Bounty,
RA.
is what he's told you the name of this beer is.
So I'm gonna drink it, like begrudgingly. So it's pretty good,
Told you.
and then just continue on his way.
Awesome.
I'm gonna
Um,
walk up to Vol after we took care of the barrels, and I'm just kind of like gonna stand tall and look up to him expectantly, like with like a serious look.
Yes, Nox.
Well, aren't you gonna say it, Vol?
Say what?
Well, usually you berate me when I usually do more work than you because I'm wasting energy that we could be saving for fights, or some other reason to excuse your slacking off.
Bold's gonna walk away.
Or you could say good job, either works. It's not a competition, you know. Good work,
Vol's
Vol.
not taking that fight. Vol's gonna
You get-
spend the rest of the time ignoring, avoiding Nox. And he's gonna help out the dwarves whenever he can, whenever they need help.
yeah, they're just, if they do need help, it's just kind of at certain points during the day they need help shoveling coal into the furnace effectively.
Yeah, so
trying to
yeah,
help.
whatever they need help with, I'd let them know that, you know, Vol's available.
And they do show you that too within the context of this stove that they've got. They also have to take river water and pour it into the top above where the coals are heated, and so they heat it and it evaporates, and that is what powers the steam.
Yeah, Vol's
Would
letting
you
them know
say-
he's not slacking off.
Yeah, that's the warmest part of the ship.
Yeah,
That's where
Definitely,
Magdor's
especially
gonna
with
spend
how
most of
cold
his
it is.
time.
they will expect you to help if you're going to hang out near it.
That's fine. I'll throw a coal in every once in a while.
Just a single coal.
It just might end up being Vol doing backdoor share of the work too,
Oh my
which Vol
gosh.
wouldn't complain about.
Wonderful. So since this travels all day and night, we're just gonna roll once for the day and once for the night for all 6 days. And you'll arrive around noon, midday of the 7th day. Not having to roll for encounters on that last day. So go ahead and just roll a d20 and let me know what you've rolled for the first day of travel.
Who wants to go first for this fun part?
I rolled a 2.
Wonderful. Yeah, the first day goes off seemingly without a hitch until you get close to the end of the day. Um, and as you are moving into the evening, passive perception 21, do you have dark vision?
No, I do not have dark vision.
Don't you have the
Cool.
glasses still?
No, I haven't been given them back. Like, I gave them back a while ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Fuck, okay. Then I will add that to my character sheet.
All right. Somebody. Yeah, awesome. Now you really notice what's going on as you're traveling. It's getting into the evening. It's darker now. As you get to a little bit like of a place where the river sort of turns back and forth, which causes it to be a little more tumultuous and a little more bumpy. And through the bumpiness, as the dwarves are all kind of like using the oars to keep rocks away as they are propelling themselves, and the main guy is steering, a bit of the water, when it hits the side of the boat, lands on the ship, and instead of like falling like water would, it remains formed and begins to attack the dwarves around you. Roll initiative.
I rolled an 18.
Okay.
I rolled a 19.
Interesting.
You
Somehow.
roll a 20?
No, I wish. I'm trying to figure out. I have a +3 to my initiative, and my total is 3. Somehow I managed to roll a 0.
No.
Yeah, I agree. First off,
Yeah, just
So-
reroll it.
I mean, technically it would be a 4. I think if we're gonna go for the lowest.
Just no. It's like the die was cocked or it fell off the table. It's an internal error.
So I rolled a 20 for the second time, I guess.
So 20 total, or
Yeah, 20 total.
okay, cool. Okay, I was like, dang, did you get a crit? Dang, boy. Does
18,
anybody
19.
have the alert feat or the
Negative.
inability to be surprised? Okay, you will have the surprise condition, as you didn't expect this sort of thing.
Wanner's attacking us.
Yeah, exactly. It definitely will go last in the initiative order, but for the purposes of this, you can all take reactions now because all your turns pass being surprised. You are no longer surprised, but your turns have passed, and it is this swirling bit of water that is on the deck now attacking people. There are 2 dwarves that it could attack that are kind of manning oars, or any of you 3. The other ones are all kind of like the other 2 are on the back of the ship with oars, and the other one is shoveling coal, and the other one's in the wheelhouse on top of the cabin. So I'm gonna roll to determine who it decides to attack. Magdor, you'll be a 1. Vol, you'll be a 2. Nox, you'll be a 3, and then 4-5 will be one of the other 2 dwarves. That's okay.
Oh, you have a 5-sided die? That's scary.
I just rolled a d10 and divided by 2.
Oh, okay.
It is going to attack one of the dwarves. So the guy manning the left oar is going to attack twice with its slam attack. One of the attacks hitting. And the other one missing. And it slams him into the side of the ship, and he falls to the ground unconscious, completely wet on the ground. And now we're back to the top effectively, because they can't help in the initiative. They have to continue maintaining the ship. Now you realize too that if one of you doesn't take the like his place, keeping the ship, you might run aground or hit a rock. So with that in mind, Nox, your turn.
Where the fuck are the rest of the dwarves?
There's 2 on each back corner, 1 shoveling coal, 1 steering the ship, and there was 2 on the front ends, kind of like manning the front and back. And so it's not super likely, but if you are about to run into something on your left side where that dwarf was, no one is there to try, and if he can't steer it out of the way because of the flow of the river, there's a chance the boat could take some damage. So
Well, the this watery creature is right next to it, right?
Oh yeah, next to his body. Yeah, it's on the ground
Okay.
on the deck, I guess.
I'm gonna do something a little bit weird.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up and I'm going to take the ore right next to this fucking thing. And what kind of action would it be to take over for the ore?
It's just gonna be I'm basically on every turn I'm gonna roll, and I already have to determine if something is going to hit the ship, and then I roll to determine what side that you would have to that it's coming from. So if there's a rock on, yes, there's a rock, but it's from the backside. So basically you would man it until you need to make a check, holding your action to try and keep the boat from hitting whatever you might hit. So it is a contingency, which is why I had the dwarves doing it. But yeah. So basically you'll go to the ore and hold your action just in case you're needed.
So am I using my action to take over for the ore then?
Yeah, holding your action takes an action. Do you have a bonus action still that you could utilize for something else if you would like though?
Okay. I'm going to look at the rest of the team as I stand next against. How tall would this creature be? If you're
It's a large creature. It's mostly tall, a little bit wide and spanning as it is kind of like moving on water. It's a water elemental. So it's pretty big. It takes up a lot of space. Just kind of flowing, moving water. But
and I'm just
if you
gonna
imagine
say,
probably 7 or 8 feet tall, but a lot of movement and width to it as well.
I'm just gonna go, you made me ink as I panic, and I'm gonna quicken darkness on myself.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
So around you and the elemental now, because it's a 15-foot radius darkness sphere, right?
Yeah, I think it's 20 feet, but yes.
The downside is, can you see in darkness?
Hell no.
Magical darkness? Then you won't be able to see if anything's about to hit the side of the ship.
Well, good thing there's a bunch of people that can let me know, right? Because I can still hear.
Yeah, but you won't be able to see it to try and stop it or like push away from the rock. Is
I
all.
thought there was like 5 other dwarves on the ship that could.
Not
is there
on,
no
that's
navigator?
what I'm saying on the front left side. No, he can try and navigate. The only reason any 4 of you would be used is if that rock or whatever is coming to that side. But if darkness is there, then you can't see. I just want to make sure, like you won't be able to see stuff coming.
No, it's
now,
okay.
The water elemental also wouldn't be able to hit you. So
can I eat my own ass and say I retract that?
Yeah, that's fine. Lots going on right now, and that's an interesting mechanic. So I totally very forgiving. I'm a nice DM.
I sigh before I take over for the ore, and I can lazily point my staff at, and I cast Hold Monster to see if I can get some luck.
All right, what save does it have to beat?
It needs to make a Wisdom saving throw DC 15. Should be easy, right?
Ooh, it's fine. It goes, but it doesn't stop moving.
Okay, then I go fuck. That's my turn.
Okay, good job. All right, Magdor, then Vol, you're on deck. You're all on deck, but whatever.
Magdor is gonna look at this and look at his hammer and says, finally. And he's gonna fucking chuck his hammer at it
Wonderful.
as hard as he can.
Okay.
Does a 27 hit?
Absolutely, it does. Does a
For
4,000 hit?
Right.
14. And what
14.
type of damage is it?
Bludgeoning.
Okay, 14
turns into the two of
magical
them.
bludgeoning damage, right?
Yes. Right? Is it magical?
I
Yes,
believe so.
because
It's a dwarven thrower, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it splashes off a bit of its shoulder, which kind of reforms, but a little thinner because it's, elemental. And then it returns to your hand, right? Or do you have to spend an action to catch it?
It does 13 and then it comes back and does 1. It
Wait,
does
what?
it deals damage twice. We had talked about this last time.
What?
When you throw it, it does 2d8.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
So it just does
Yeah,
1d8 and then 1d8.
Great. Love it. And then it returned. But I was just saying, do you have to use an action from your economy to catch it when it returns?
No, it just
No,
says
no.
It just returns to your hand.
Yeah.
I'll
Wonderful.
double check too, though, but I'm pretty sure.
It says immediately after the attack, the weapon flies back to your hand.
Wonderful. Did you want to do anything else? Move, get closer to it, use a bonus action for anything else?
I'm assuming I have a mug in my hand. I'm just gonna take a drink.
I think that's safe to assume. You take a drink. Bonus action drink. What are you drinking? Are you drinking your ale or the house
It'd be
ale?
my ale.
Okay, cool. You're fine. All right, Nox. Or sorry, Volt. You're up.
Is there a space? Like, would I be able to reach this creature?
Mhm.
On this
Yeah,
one?
the ship's only like 30 feet long
Okay.
from bow to stern. So
Is there a space for me to put myself in between the creature and Nox?
no.
Okay. I am going to rush at the creature, short sword in my main hand. My scimitar of sharpness in the other.
Do you have dual wielder feet?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So you can draw 2 weapons. Wonderful.
Fuck, I lost my train of thought.
You drew 2 weapons, charged at it.
Yeah.
Naruto style.
And then I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
And take 2 swings at it.
Love it.
I lost the chat. So the short sword does an 11 hit.
No.
Okay.
Slices through some of the watery mist, but it doesn't find the core of the elemental.
Has a 10 hit.
Nope.
All right.
So
that's gonna be it.
Oh yeah.
If I'm technically right next to the creature as well,
Yeah. I was gonna say you could grant flanking, but you're not fighting it, so you don't grant any combat advantage. That's the only thing.
That's why.
Okay.
That's why I didn't ask. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else I could do. No.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Now we're to the elemental, whose attention has been turned away from Nox for the moment, as well as the other dwarves, having a dwarf hit it and then a large Goliath standing directly in front of it. So there's a good chance it's going to go after you, Vol, but there is a chance that it could deem Magdor an equal threat. But it is going to go for you, Vol. What is your armor class, please, as it attempts to hit you?
16.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Reggie?
Okay.
boy.
It moves into your space,
Yep.
enveloping you in water. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
16.
16. Okay. Let me see. Oh, cool. Okay, so basically you successfully kind of resist the flow of the water that would harm you and very possibly restrain you there, keeping you unable to breathe. And you narrowly outdo this basically, and it pushes you out of your space, out of that space. But you take no damage, and nor are you prone or anything like that.
So I've been knocked back about 5 feet or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so now it and you are 5 feet farther away from Nox, who is manning the
Okay.
oar. And wonderful. And that's the end of its turn as it takes its full action. And now it is back to the top with Nox.
Okay. Do I see any rocks I need to shove?
Oh yeah, top of the round. No, nothing is coming at your side of the ship or the boat in general.
So that still technically means I need to focus on the ore just to be ready for the next one.
I mean, you could choose not to, but you know.
No, that would be most unfortunate if I chose not to. I will continue to man the ore. Unfortunately, being a sorcerer, I can't burn as much shit as I'd love to. You know, just for now, I'm gonna cast Spiritual Weapon, which is a bonus action, and
Okay.
I'm just gonna have it start chucking away at it.
Does spiritual weapon require concentration?
Nope.
Cool. Wonderful. So, like
A
we talked about before,
suspicious
spiritual weapon can have because holding an action to do the thing requires concentration. So,
Does it? Oh, I
Um,
didn't know.
yeah, holding an action requires concentration. So, yeah. But since it doesn't, no big deal. And as a bonus action, I believe when you cast it, you get to make an attack, right?
Yes. Does a 17 hit? Or actually, I
You have,
guess it's.
you have advantage because if you assume you've positioned it on the opposite side of Vol.
I mean, next to me, yeah. So I guess that would make sense.
Yeah.
So does a 24 hit?
Oh yeah, it does.
Cool. You
What
know, I
form
wasn't
does
sure.
your spiritual weapon take?
I'm gonna say a giant water paddle.
So it'll be magical bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Just try to slap it away. You leave my father alone. And it's gonna take let's see, do 8 force damage.
Nice. Yeah, it slaps away a bit of the visage of the water elemental. Did you want to do anything else with your turn? Obviously, probably gonna be pretty simple turns for you.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty basic as I focus on the thing. I know
I'll always check in though because you're doing a thing, but you could choose not to do the thing. So I don't want to assume that.
I know I was the one that did okay with the barrels, but maybe I was not the one equipped for this. I can barely
I
hold
just
on.
imagine at some point you're gonna have a moment as Nox where you like, if you've seen Tropic Thunder and watched Robert Downey Jr. like switch between himself and not knowing who he is, and then being another character, and you're just gonna like have a moment like that super existential crisis, and you're just gonna not know who you are and just do all your different characters. I'm sorry, that was anyway.
It's
Super
okay.
tangent. I'm excited for that day.
It would be an
It's gonna
interesting
be a
day.
good moment. It's gonna have to be a lot of stress to cause that.
Right. Right.
All right, Magnor's up.
All right, so I have the dwarven throw in one hand. I can draw
do.
another weapon with my dual wielder feat with no issue.
Unless the Dwarven Thrower has the two-handed property, because then you
it can
can't
be-
throw it.
No,
You
no,
get-
I'm not
that's in
planning on
melee.
throwing it.
Okay, yeah, because if it has the two-handed property, or is it versatile?
I don't remember.
It's versatile.
Well, I mean, yeah, I want to make sure that the thrown property doesn't when it's thrown that it doesn't require two hands, because I don't know if that's the case.
Oh no, it's versatile.
Yeah, once again,
Um,
that's as a warhammer, but like when it's thrown, does it need two hands to throw? Or if it doesn't specify, then we don't have to worry about it. But
It doesn't specify.
Straight.
But I'm not
So you
planning on
throw
throwing
one hand
it,
if you
so-
want. Yeah, cool. But you do
Um,
have the option of throwing it with one hand. So
So I'm going to finish my drink. My right hand.
bonus
toss
action.
the-
Love it.
Well, no, not. I like it's finished as the last action, so the drink is done. I'm
Okay.
gonna toss the cup onto the ground, and then I'm gonna pull out my other warhammer. So I've got two, and I'm just gonna walk up to this creature, look at Vol, and say, "Time to do what you showed me," and I'm gonna fucking smack it with the two.
Wonderful.
This was learned from Vol. Does a 20 hit?
Uh-huh.
Does a 10 hit?
No.
So I only do 15 damage.
Only
wait.
15. Which
wait,
one
did
hit?
did you walk up with me to fight this?
Yeah, I mean I'm up to it.
So you probably have advantage on that second roll. No?
No, it's far up enough there that you would have to be standing in the space that the magic weapon is in if you wanted to grant
Because
yourself
it
advantage.
doesn't
Oh.
grant advantage. It just has advantage.
Yes.
No, but aren't we flanking because he's standing right next to me?
He's standing right next to you. That's not flanking. Flanking is when you can draw a line between the enemy from one character to the
Oh,
other.
okay. All right.
If
Yeah.
we don't mind,
So-
just to make this concrete, because before it wasn't flanking, it was just how many enemies are near another enemy, and if it
Yeah.
Oh, no,
outreached
no, no.
it-
No,
So
it was
it's
it was
flanking now?
flanking. It is it's flanking if you are able to flank multiple times, enemies and allies. If both sides are flanking the same amount of times, then it's negated.
Okay, just to make sure
Yeah,
then in
it's
the
not.
future.
Yeah, it's not just mobs around. It's if you can both flank position well, then you're going to negate advantages that the other one has.
Okay,
Um,
Then it's
Which
flanking
hammer
rules are
hit?
now confirmed.
Which
Are
hammer hit?
now confirmed.
The Dwarven Thrower hit.
Cool. So 15 magical bludgeoning damage. With an enemy like this, just make sure you specify for me. Just say magical,
Yeah.
because that way I know it gets
Sorry.
the resistances. You're good. You're good. I just wanted to make sure that I gave you the proper amount of damage. Good job. Yeah, you smack another large portion of it away with the Dwarven Thrower. Anything else, Magnor?
No, that'll be it.
All right, Vol, you're up.
All right. Gonna keep swinging. Here
Just keep
comes
swinging,
a
swinging,
short
swinging.
sword attack. Does a 24 hit?
Uh-huh.
For. All right, hang on. I gotta do all the things. 18 damage. That's including Hunter's Mark and Colossus Slayer, because I'm gonna proc that on this hit.
What type of damage?
Magical, because my short sword is a +1. So magical piercing.
Piercing. Okay.
Yes.
Wonderful. Nice job.
Second
Okay.
short sword hit does 8, because I'm flanking with the spiritual weapon.
Spiritual weapon does not grant you advantage.
Okay.
It only is. It's granted advantage by you, but it can't give advantage. So it's like a half flanking thing.
Does a 11 hit.
11 does not.
And then last swing coming in with the scimitar. Does a 18 hit.
It does.
For a total of 9 slashing damage with Hunter's Mark procced.
All right. Yeah, you guys have done some serious damage to this elemental as it begins to kind of like its form is not quite as cohesive as it was when it first splashed onto the deck of the ship. Anything else? Or was that was action, bonus action? Did you want to move or anything?
No, I'm gonna stay right there. Stare it down. I'm just making sure Hunter's Mark lasts for an hour. Yeah, no, all good.
Okay. As Magdor and Vol are the only ones within melee range, so it kind of turns its attention on the smaller target. And it is
I'm
going
right next
to
to it
move
still,
in.
ain't I?
Oh no! Remember, it moved away when it tried to grab.
Okay, sure.
Tried to yeah, because it moved forward into Vol's space, so it moved away from you, and then you put the spiritual weapon where it was. I assumed
Okay,
between you and it now.
Yeah, I
it's,
believe you.
it's 10 feet away from you. Now it's moving into Magdor space. So Magdor, I need you to make a strength saving throw.
I'm gonna knock my gauntlets together and get a nat 1.
A nat 1?
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
For a 5.
Okay. What is your... Let's see this real fast. Oh, goodness.
Excuse me.
What's your constitution modifier?
4.
4. So in 4 rounds, you will be dying as you are engulfed by this thing without time to really take a proper deep breath. In 4 rounds, you will be at 0 and dying as you are starting to suffocate inside of this monster, and you are also grapple and restrained.
No, never mind. That'd be detrimental. I was gonna say Magdor has a problem with water, so maybe 3 turns. He's panicking right now.
Well, we
Just
can
take what
always
the team
say that
gives you.
narratively. I'll give you an inspiration point if you make it 1 round less.
Yeah, it'd be 1 round left because Magdor, as soon as he's engulfed in this water, he is like trying to breathe.
So you take 12 magical bludgeoning damage as it just kind of batters you around inside of its form. And then it turns towards Vol, the next closest target, and begins to move towards you as well. And it moves into your space. Oh, no. That's an action. But that's the end of its turn. And now it is back to the top with Nox. Let's see if anything's coming towards the ship. There's something coming towards the ship, and it's on your side.
Yay! So I
You get to
successfully
do something.
I pushed it away. Hooray!
So
Hopefully.
it's going to be an athletics or acrobatics check. Basically, you're going to have to finesse or power the ship past or through this thing. So go ahead and make an acrobatics or athletics check, your choice.
with
It's not gonna be super
inspiration,
hard, but
I'm
if you would
gonna
like, yeah, absolutely.
just in case, I'm gonna nimbly push it to the side. For a 16.
Great. Yeah, it was a large, piece of wood, and you were able to kind of like, angle it up and away from the ship, causing no damage. And that was technically your reaction, but now it's your turn.
Oh, cool.
And
so,
as your turn comes around, your reaction recharges.
so just to make sure I'm on the up and up, if I was desperate, I can drop the stick and get into the fighting mode.
Yes, you just risk, if something was coming at the ship from that side, then there would be nobody there to try and stop it. Because the
Well-
assumption is then that he wasn't able to steer away from it because of the currents.
I can get a refund if this ship goes, down. This isn't my problem. I have a dwarf in danger. I'm gonna say
You do.
for fuck's sake, as I'm gonna point my staff at this thing, and I'm gonna cast Chromatic Orb.
Okay.
Okay, now, Glenn,
Yes.
do you think Nox has ever seen this creature before?
You probably haven't. You've probably read about them, if anything. You've heard of the elementals, but maybe not necessarily seen one in the flesh yet, or in the
You-
water.
Think I would know any strength or weaknesses against this creature?
I allow one free check per round in combat. That doesn't cost you anything from your action economy. I don't know if we've ever come across that yet. So if you would like to make like some sort of check to determine what you know about this creature in the moment, you're absolutely free to do so. Just let me know what you'd like to do.
I want to know what will fuck this guy up, and what do I need the roll to...
There are 2 or 3 checks that you could make.
Okay.
Do you want me to present them to you? Because the DC will be different for each one. Or you can just tell me what you want to do, and I will.
I'm gonna persuade the water elemental to tell me its weakness.
Feasibly, you could probably do either Nature, Arcana, or what's the other one?
All
History.
intelligence, looking great.
1 second.
So-
Look.
So
Well-
I'm gonna spend a majority of my turn talking to Magdor. Just kidding. Dungeon Master came back.
Arcana, History, or Nature?
They're all intelligence. Great. I'm gonna use Arcana. Let's see if I can't.
Oh yeah, they are.
I rolled a 19, so I got a 23 in my Arcana.
Wonderful. Yeah. You think that it doesn't have you like recalling information that you had read about these creatures. You don't think they have any specific weaknesses. They are resistant to a lot of types of damage because of their magical nature, but no specific weaknesses that you could harness.
So you
But
don't-
you do think that cold damage might affect its ability to move effectively as deftly as it wants to. Not necessarily a weakness to damage, but it is water. So
Well, I was gonna go for thunder just to see if I could blow it apart, but you know what? Let's put Magdor on ice. He's about to become a figure skater. So I'm gonna use my second inspiration here. I'm also going to cast this at the 3rd level.
Cool.
Jesus.
So
Is that a 5d8?
that I mean, if I hit. So Chromatic Orb does a 22 hit.
Yeah.
Good, because I got 2 22s. And then I'm going to do the 10 plus 2d8. For a total of 16 cold damage.
Nice.
I rolled that garbage. I had three 2s out of those 8s. That's heartbreaking. 3 2s and 2
But you
4s.
do partially freeze it, if you how water when it gets cold starts to kind of be a little slushy.
Yeah.
Sleet, that sort of thing. It is like that, as Magdor inside being tossed about is just being tossed about a bit slower, and now you can see that if it wanted to move, it would be much more difficult for it to do so, at least for a little bit of time. So effectively, you reduced its speed by 20 feet.
And I'm going to use Hexblade's Curse on it.
Okay, that's a bonus action, right?
Yes. So
Nice.
I'm gonna put my staff close to my hip where my dagger is, and I say, "Mother, it's time to target him." As I like start to hunch lower and lower.
Is there any physical or visual representation that happens as a result of the Hexblade's curse, or is it something that's kind of like your own perception of the creature?
Starting at first level, you gain the ability to place a baleful curse on somebody. So I'd like to say, if you want to, for flavor, just maybe stir the pot a little bit here. I don't know. You see a purplish ethereal dagger get stabbed into the side of the water elemental.
Okay.
Would that be satisfactory, or?
If you want that to be the mechanic, now that may be a problem later because I know that it has a range on it. It's up to you how you want that to manifest, and if you want to put a limitation on it, like that it has to be stabbed in,
Purple cloud of doom.
or if you just want that to be the aesthetic right now, that's totally fine as well.
I mean, I'm not walking up to him. I just figured within 30 feet, you see a dagger materialize and it gets stabbed into it.
Oh, that's right. It's an ethereal dagger. Got it. Not your dagger. Yes, totally awesome. I love it.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Then I do that. I did it in the wrong order. Oopsie. I should have, did it the other way, but we'll look up past that. Anyways.
Yeah. So you all see that as well. And now it is Magdor's turn, followed by Bolt. Magdor, you can make another strength saving throw to try and get out.
For fun, can I do a somatic spell in this?
You're restrained.
Technically, by the rules. Oh, yeah, no. Wait. Let me see if restrained says somatic spells. If it's an attack roll, it's gonna have disadvantage. So
But I can.
you can. It'll just have disadvantage if it's an attack roll.
Or if I use inspiration.
You can negate the
Negate.
disadvantage. Mm-hmm.
Magdor is panicking, so he's going to do something that he has only done once before, but seems like a smart idea. He is going to cast heat metal on his chest plate.
Oh, big brain. Well, and just so you know, it doesn't have an attack roll, so you don't have to use inspiration to negate disadvantage. It just happens.
Oh, okay. Well, he's going to use inspiration.
And it's on your chest plate, so it will affect you in the same way
Yeah.
that it affects the water elemental.
Would it be the same damage, or would I roll damage for twice? Same damage? All right.
It will have the same damage apply to both of you. Yeah. So
Okay.
disadvantage on
interesting.
attack rolls and ability checks, but the damage will be applied to both of you as long as it chooses to have you inside of itself, and as long as you choose to maintain Now, granted, is it a concentration spell?
I think so. I think I can
Yeah,
stop
it is
when I want.
concentration.
Yeah.
That means you'll have to immediately make a save to maintain concentration on the spell, damaging yourself.
All right. So if I use inspiration, then I will have advantage. Then it won't negate disadvantage.
Oh yeah, you can give yourself advantage on the Constitution saving throw. Yeah.
No, I mean to first cast it.
No, it's
You
you
have-
just cast a spell. It
Okay.
doesn't
Cast
make-
Yeah.
Magdor
just,
doesn't use
cast a
spells
spell.
often. All right. So he's
Yeah,
going to
he
cast a
just
spell.
casts
It's a DC of 14.
DC 14. What type of save?
Constitution.
All right. So you have to make the save as well. And since the metal is on you, you have disadvantage on that save. So
I
does
got
he.
a 17.
Brandon.
All right.
just-
This creature got a 18.
What's up, Tyler?
I was about to be a rules lawyer, so I'm gonna back off and not.
No, I mean if it's something that affects the mechanics of the game, I think it's valid. What's
I
the thing you noticed?
I could be mistaken, but I think the Constitution check is whether or not they can hold on to the weapon or not, or in this case, the armor. Since Magdor can't physically.
Oh,
take
that's
it
right.
off,
They just
or-
take the damage. Yeah. Yep, you're totally right. So both of you just take the damage because it can't choose to let you go, and you can't take the armor off. So you both just take the damage. Thank you.
All right. So would I just
I
deal damage
apologize
then?
for that.
No, that's totally fine. I don't have heat metal right up in front of me, so I'm glad that you guys that you noticed that. That's good.
I'm
All
sorry.
right, so
So
two
just roll that
then?
damage. Yeah,
All right,
just
for,
roll the
for
damage.
both of us.
Uh-huh.
We both take 6 fire damage.
Okay. So yeah, and in the future, you will both have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks as well as saving throws, or is it just attack rolls and ability checks?
Huh. I'm pretty sure it was just
Attack rolls and ability checks.
Okay, so your con saving throw to maintain concentration, it is not made with disadvantage. So,
Would I do that now then?
yeah. As soon as you take the damage to maintain concentration, so it's a DC 10 con saving throw.
I got a 6.
So you immediately drop it. So you do a little bit of
Oh.
damage, and then
Oh.
it stops working. And that's one of your 3 rounds. So if this thing is not, if it doesn't expel you or die in the next 2 rounds, you are dying.
Uh-oh.
He can't move, so
Yeah.
you still have a bonus action if you want to do something with it.
I'm just gonna wiggle around.
Wiggle bonus. Woo! All right, Vol, you're up.
how does Magdor just saw Vol just saw Magdor's chest piece light up and then immediately
Yeah,
fizzle
like
out.
heat up and then fade. Yeah.
How does Magdor look to Vol? Like, does he look
Make a perception check with disadvantage. It's kind of hard to spot him too much because he's being thrashed about inside the creature. That's where the bludgeoning damage comes from.
14 with disadvantage?
14. You can tell that. Well, what's your hit points at, Magdor? How many do you have
44.
remaining? You have 44 remaining?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So he seems pretty healthy, but he does absolutely appear to be panicking. So there's a better chance that he's going to drown before he's going to get damaged so much that he's going to die.
Okay, so to be more specific, does it seem like he's about to drown?
That's really hard to tell.
Okay.
He's not really like gulping or anything yet, and if he was, it'd be really hard to see.
Vol's gonna keep swinging.
Yeah, but I'd say the creature's form is getting progressively worse as you continue to damage it, though.
And he's a little slushy, right?
Yep, he's a little slushy. He's a little, like a little snow cone elemental.
All right. 2 swings with my short sword. Both of them
Okay.
15. Do they hit?
15s both hit.
Okay, let me do the things here. With Hunter's Mark twice and Colossus Slayer.
Plus Slayer
Um,
once, right?
Colossus Slayer once, correct?
'Kay.
So that is a total of 25 from both of those swings together.
Woo-hoo! Nice, good damage. Yeah.
Both magical piercing.
Yeah.
And then once more with my scimitar. Is a 24 hit.
Yeah.
For a total of 12 slashing damage with my Hunter's Mark.
All right.
No, go.
As you hit into it the last time with your offhand, its form then falls to the ground as slushy, water is all over the place. And Magdor, you can breathe again. You are out of combat.
I'm gonna immediately cast Healing Word on the fucking dwarf and say, "Yo, break time's not over yet, buddy." Or it is, actually. Just kidding. Oh, not that dwarf. Sorry, the dwarf that's next to the ore.
Okay. Oh, the one that got knocked out immediately. Awesome.
Yeah.
And he goes
Or's
up. And
dead.
he's like, "Oh, what are you doing? Give me the ore." And he takes it from you and continues to work.
Hmm.
He didn't know what happened.
No,
'cause he
it's
got knocked
okay.
out.
I was just had the thought. I had dark thoughts in my head. Okay, just dark thoughts.
And your passive perception is like a 13, right? No,
Ooh.
you don't even need to worry about it. He just goes, "Thank you," but says it quietly enough that only you can hear it.
I mean,
Okay.
All right,
Um,
Magdor. Up you get.
he's like a newborn baby, just learning to
I'm
breathe.
gonna like give him like a pat on the back.
Magdor kind of throws up a little bit of water.
All right, Magdor, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw real quick too.
I got a 9.
Oh, wonderful. That makes me so happy.
Not me.
Roll a
that does make me happy.
D100, please.
Oh no.
25.
Also roll a D6.
That's how many wishes
Ew.
you get.
2? So as you try and like help get him accommodated, something takes over from the fear, and he just begins laughing uncontrollably, and is technically incapacitated until he stops.
You want me to act that out? Just.
You don't have to do it because it's gonna last for 7 minutes. But he seems very off. Like this affected him deeply. Like
Magdur,
He really is scared of
see,
water.
the boat rides aren't that bad.
He's just gonna look over at Mary and just laugh right in her face.
Why are you fucking laughing at me? I still have a spiritual weapon up.
you do.
Vol's gonna carry Magdur inside.
Oh, I was gonna say towards the edge of the
Agreed.
boat.
Yeah. And just lay him down somewhere.
So inside the cabin with the hammocks and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you hear him laughing in there just for the next few minutes.
Vol's just gonna just sit there.
And the captain on top of the wheelhouse goes, "Is your friend all right?"
I probably wouldn't have heard this. Do you think? Or
Yeah, I mean he's talking to you and Nox since you're the ones on deck now, since he's inside of the wheelhouse.
oh no, I'm
or
sitting
underneath
with
wheelhouse.
Magdur.
Oh, you're inside, and he says
Yeah.
it to you then, Mary. He says, "Miss, is your friend? Is he all right?"
He's not a big fan of water. He's terrified of drowning, and he just got grabbed by a water elemental.
Told you, Grim dwarves, not quite as hardy.
Immediately, Magdur sobers up.
It's a good thing he's not half as cowardly
Someone's talking
as
about
you.
my kid. Great. So, and he says, "Yeah, thanks for your help there down there too. You took over for old Carl there, and he when he went down. I haven't
Thank
seen a
you.
water elemental in a while, so not very common."
You must be experienced with them, just standing there and looking at him like that.
Yeah, you stood right in the face of the beast. Good job, miss.
Yeah, good job.
And with
you
that,
should
you
treat yourself
continue
to an
on for the
IPA.
rest of the day. The evening fades into darkness, and they kind of take shifts continuing the journey, so that way you make better time. And let's see, have somebody roll to see if something happens in the evening of that, like up through the morning of that second day.
Rolled an 18.
18.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, that's fun.
maybe. Well,
Fun,
we
he
rolled
says.
low. Rolled low and we got a monster. We rolled high, so I'm hoping we don't. I mean, what do I know, right?
The dragon decides to fuck Vol's village. He'll just come right down to the river, and then he just attacks us.
That's a 20, Nick. Come on.
All right. As you are
Strahd von
sailing,
Berovich comes
and you
down.
wake up in the morning, as the morning light's beginning to peek over the horizon, we'll say, as I rolled for who this directly happens to initially,
Did
you
we
step
take a
out,
long rest?
waking up at the yeah.
Okay, sorry.
And
Just
the
wanted to
long
make
rest
sure.
is over, but he steps out of the cabin, the first one out there, other than the person steering the ship. The other dwarves are still soundly asleep, aside from the one steering. And you come out to the deck of the ship, and on the bow, sitting on the front of the ship, is a creature that I'm not sure if you've seen before. It's small, so the size of, like a bird or something, but it looks like a tiny miniature dragon with on the end of its tail is looks kind of like a scorpion's piercer, and it kind of like sits there and cocks its head and looks at you.
The fuck did it just say to me?
I mean, you're asleep, so
Ah, okay.
I'm gonna approach it slowly.
okay. Go
Head
ahead and
out.
make an animal handling check.
Magdur,
or Vol and his animals.
I'm gonna use inspiration on this
Okay.
for a 22.
Oh, damn. Good work. It seems totally receptive to you coming up to it. It smells your hand, and then, surprising you, not just smells your hand, then kind of nuzzles it and then walks up your arm to sit on your shoulder.
I would imagine if I just woken up, would it be like I would have gotten some of my rations out?
Yeah, like maybe you pulled your rations out to have a bite
Yeah.
of jerky as you has stepped out the door or something. Sure.
I would give it a piece.
Oh, it willingly. And looking at it, you can see that it is a little gaunt.
Then I'm gonna give
Pilgrim?
it a little.
And
Little,
it gives like the
scratch.
equivalent of like a guttural purr.
Okay.
And at this point, Magdor and
Meow.
Mary, you kind of hear this sound because it's an odd sound. It's not like it emanates super far, but he's on a small ship, and you see as you kind of like hop out of your things, you see him with this tiny dragon on his shoulder, feeding it. It's chewing a bit of food as it nuzzles him and makes an odd sort of purring sound.
And then I'm just scratching its chin underneath as I'm feeding it more.
Magdor sees this and just turns around and goes back inside.
Like, Nox would be looking bewildered, as per the tradition. Like, was there an Adopt a Dragon agency nearby? Oh,
Oh, he was just sitting on the bow of the ship, and he hopped right on. Oh, this is a cute little guy. What color is he?
thank you.
He's like a bronzish brown,
Nice. Okay.
like a really deep copper.
This is a cute little guy.
And as you scratch his head, you hear in your mind, feel in your mind is more likely a sense of connection and bonding.
And I guess I'll ask, or I'm gonna pull out my How to Speak Draconic for Dummies translation guide, because I can speak Draconic, but I'm gonna open up and I'm gonna go Vashnir, which is my bullshit way of saying hello. See if it
He
responds.
turns to you and gives like a small,
Oh, you don't
not
speak.
seeming aggressive or anything. It seems like it understood you for sure. But it doesn't speak back. It just kind of makes a sound. And then you feel in your head a sense of friendliness, at least. It's almost as if he is able to project emotions and simple ideas, but he can't really speak per se.
So this looks like a wormling of some sort.
Why don't you make like a nature or a history check to try and determine what this creature is?
14.
Yeah, it's a pseudo dragon. They're little tiny little cousins of dragons. This one found your boat and has made a connection with Vol and a little bit of you at this point.
I see. Okay. And I go, Krasov, don't be jealous. Also, don't eat it.
Nox, do you mind getting some more rations? Looks a little skinny, this guy.
And at that moment, he hops off your shoulder and looks down into the river, and you can see he's probably trying to find fish. And as you sail upriver on your second day of travel to Mirabar with your new little pseudo dragon friend, and having survived a water elemental attack, we'll pause there for this week as you continue journey next week.
Hell yeah. You can find me on Twitter at 2timestyler.
You can find me on Twitter at LR the11th, all letters.
You can find me on Twitter at Glenn Houston with 2 N's, and Houston looks like Huston.
You can find me at Zigzagoon.
We are a part of Casual Master Quest, a podcast network dedicated to giving you the video game news and tropes you deserve. You can find the show everywhere you can Google, and on Twitter at CMQ Network. That was Nick and his Pseudo Dragon. That was Brandon and his short-term madness. That was Glenn with his water elemental. And this is Tyler with his newfound jealousy of pets. We will see you next week with another session of Casual Quest Masters. And don't forget to never stop the quest. See you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you guys next week on How to Train Your Dragon Faerun Edition.
How to train your pseudo dragon.
How to Train Your Pseudo Dragon Faerun Edition.
Man, that Pseudo Dragon